Hello YouTube and fellow Minecraftians, and welcome back to yet another video. Today we are going to be trying a little tips and trick video on terraforming. There's one way that I see a lot of people do it, and then there's the other way in which I think it should be done. So first of all, I've just had these random sand layers here, and let's just go ahead and now brush smooth 5. Alright, so let's just go ahead and work on this. Just sort of naturalize it and bring it into the grass that's below. So we don't need to do much, just a little bit, just to make it so that there's no, you don't want any corners in it. You want to make it look as natural as possible. Like, see that how it's a flat edge there? You don't want that. You just want to make sure that you have as natural landscape as possible. Make it as random as possible. So there's a little bit. Okay, so now that doesn't work. So you got to bring it out. Basically, when you're doing terrain, make it as uneven as possible. So that looks like a fairly good terrain there. Alright, so now let's go ahead and do this one. And don't worry, we're getting to a point where I will show you what this video is about. I see people doing masks, and it just looks really weird. So let's just do this really quick. Hit that up. Alright, so that's an okay terrain. So we're going to use this terrain as the good example, and this terrain as the bad example. Alright, so anyway, let's go ahead and now use brush, sphere, let's do 10, let's do 1, 1, 5, 1, 6, 1, 2, 1, 3, and okay, so that's good. We'll just do that. And mask sand. Alright? So now you'll notice, this is what I notice a lot of people do. Now obviously they would make a better idea of what they want their textures to be, but this is just, they just kind of throw it up. They don't really put any thought into, what the terrain looks like. They just kind of throw it down like that, and that is no. I do not like how people do that. What the way you're supposed to do, that I think you're supposed to do, is you do brush, sphere, 1, 5, 5. Mask sand. Alright, so you make your base layer. So let's go ahead and do that. Make our base layer. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make some brush sphere 90% 1, 5, 10% 1, 6, and we're going to do 2. Mask 1, 5. So we don't want to mask 1, we want to mask 1, 5. So basically this is just going to, you want to follow the highlights of the mountain that you're making. So there's some highlights there. There's some highlights there. Here's a few highlights there. A few highlights there. And a few there. And a few there. Alright, so now you have this base layer. You know what you kind of want. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take some, some gravel. So let's go brush, sphere, 13 and 13, 1, and 1, 5. And we're going to do that 2 as well. And we're going to mask 1, 5. So let's just put a little bit of gravel in. Just, every now and then. Usually it would be like in the runoff points. This isn't really like a realistic terrain video. It's just, I just want you guys to sort of, this is how, see, that looks like sort of a place where it would drain off there. And same with this place here. So gravel pretty much represents, the runoff kind of thing. So look at the difference between that and that. Obviously, you would add in some grass around. This isn't a very good example because there should be, but, I should do this. I should make this mountain higher so that you have little rock faces like this right here. That would look pretty good. But this is just a rolling hill here, so it wouldn't work out too well. But then you basically come back in, and this is where you actually do something by hand. If you think that terrain is just going to come kind of like naturally, or it sometimes can come naturally, but it's never going to be easy. You just kind of got to do it yourself. So we're just going to add little bits of normal stone around. You gotta kind of find the highlights. There we go. Just find the highlights around. You don't gotta find much, just a little bit. It adds that extra color to what you're doing. There we go. And then maybe a little bit of grass. Let's go ahead and add some grass in, because people like to see grass on, say, these soft spots here. Some little bits of grass. There we go. Let's make it grass capped, or at least a little bit. And also a cool thing is you can change the grass cap to an actual stone capped. Like so. So it actually looks like it's supposed to be there. So basically just add stuff in like that, and it should be good from there. But we aren't going to do much grass. I mean, typically just think of this as like a boulder, and you know, it needs a lot of work. But what I'm basically trying to tell you is never do this. I know it's easy, but do your terraforming in phases. Always make sure that your terraforming has to match your you know, what you're going for. Because you can have a really nice build, but if you have terrain like that, that isn't going to work out so well. See, like having little sections like this, the little grass sections, and you sort of like pull the grass up, you know, and you have like little portions of dark stone, portions of light stone throughout. Like this is all light here, portions of gravel, portions of grass. You know, having stuff like that will really help the build. And then, so basically just pretend that this is just like a boulder sticking out of the ground. And we can just go ahead and feed this grass up a little more. I want to try to make this as fairly good terrain. I mean, obviously you can add some more stuff in. Add in some textured grass. Maybe add in some mud. Let's get some mud out. I want to try to make this as quick as possible. So let's go ahead and add in some mud in there. So just a little bit of textures and things that you can work with. There we go. Very good. Alright, so just kind of something like that. That is what you're supposed to do, and that is not what you're supposed to do. So basically, don't mask everything. Make sure you purposely place all of your blocks. But anyway, that's the end of this video. Just wanted you guys to be aware of that. Just a quick tip video, and I hope it helps some of you, if not most of you. But I have seen a lot of this lately, and that just irks me. So yes, I hope you guys will take some inspiration from this, and I hope to see you guys building like this in the future, or making terrain in this in the future. So anyway, if you guys like this video, please like, and if you guys want to see more, please subscribe. And until next time, bye-bye.